What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Jordan, and it's been a minute since I've done any sort of deck profiles lately. I've been dealing with a lot, so I haven't been able to record anything. But with me making this video, I got third place for the Doom Case tournament, playing none other than DDDs. I had this deck since 2017. These are all the prizes: 30 packs. Top four, about 12 players playing. It was fun. Round one was against Branded. I won that one. Round two was against Crystron Canines. We ended up getting a double loss because we went through time. Round three was against Lab. I 2-0'd her. And round four was, oh God, a mirror match of DDDs. That hurt my brain. But I ended up taking that win because my opponent bricked, which was unfortunate. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with the deck profile. DDD's 40 card main deck. I'll explain the tech choices and the options and why. But we will go ahead and get started, starting with the main deck. So we'll start out with the starters, which is going to be 3 Kepler. This is one that searches the dark contracts. That's usually what I want to use him for. He's also one of your normal summons. This is an extender that specials from hand. This one has 3 effects. Specials from hand, draws a card if it's pendulum summon, and adds a dark contract if it's specialed from grave. The new cards, Lady Doom, is absolutely disgusting. Places a dark contract spell and trap on the field, and if a DD or dark contract is popped, it specials itself and pops a card. I can't tell you how many times this always came up. It cleared me some games. Even if you imperm Ash, as long as I have extenders, I can kind of keep playing. This deck can play under certain hand traps, but it just depends on the hand. 2 Skill Surveyor. I want to run this as 1 and run Conveyor as a 2 or 3 of, because you really want to just use this as discard fighter, and this can actually return any of your pendulum monsters in the pendulum scales to the hand, so you can reset other scales or just play it back or whatever. But these are all mostly extenders. We'll go with the ones of 1 Necro Slime, Banish Diffuse from Grave. One of the other new cards, Lance Soldier. This can special itself from grave by popping a dark contract, and its level has to match with the number of dark contracts. You kind of can't decide the number. If it leaves the field, it's banished. Usually you want to go into Wise King Solomon or Wave King Caesar as a material so it doesn't get banished by detaching. So 1 Orthros to go into the Synchro line. 1 Copernicus to foolish any DD monster in my deck. 1 Ragnarok to special summon a monster from grave. And 1 Conveyor. This is also one of the new ones too. You can add a 0 attack and or 0 defense fiend from your deck by, and you can also special summon this by discarding a DD card. So if you open up with this and Necro Slime, just pitch Necro Slime to special this. That way you have Necro Slime for follow up. So these are your mostly of the one ofs.
Why only 1 Conservator?
Because I wanted to try the 2 scale 1 count surveyor. But this is a little bit better than running 2 scale.
All right.
Just way to get into your lines. Your dark contracts is 3 gate. Mandatory that you need to run 3 because this searches anything. Usually for this, if I've already opened up good, I'm searching Lady. And if you draw me here, cool, then I'll just play the new spell and kind of just play under draw. This is an E-Tally as for a dark contract by popping a DD or dark contract you control, which of course will trigger this to special summon itself because it sees that something's destroyed, which is absolutely insane. And 1 Witch. I like this one because, like, as I said with the 1-ofs, if I open up any of the 1-ofs, I can just discard it and it pops a card on the field. But all your dark contracts makes you lose 1,000 on standby for each one. So if I have all 5, I'm losing 5,000. Going to the non-engine, 1 talent, 1 call by, and 1 crossout. Crossout's mostly for Fua and Droll. Because regardless what happens to the hand, I you're gonna get like 2 draws off of me if I can get Mocking X pass, or if I need this to keep searching, I'll just chain draw or chain cross out, do draw. Funny thing, I did this with one of my buddies as a friendly. I actually crossed out call by, which is hilarious. I was like, oh, I didn't think you could actually do that. Yeah, because it says main deck. So, hand traps is 15.
Also, why no copies of Nightmare Throne in this build?
It loses harder to draw.
Okay.
With the new support, you really don't need Nightmare Throne anymore, because Nightmare Throne is usually to search Copernicus. It can search Kepler, but then you'll lose to draw. And that way you won't even get to activate the effect to add any of your dark contracts. So I took it out. So I think the pure is a little bit better because you have all that new support to kind of go around certain situations.
Did you ever experience draw in this any matches today at the tournament?
A few.
Okay.
But I was still able to make a half board with the hand. It didn't really matter. I was still able to stop my opponents. Hand traps is 15, 3 Ash, 3 Fua, 3 Ghost Spell, 3 Imperm, and 3 Impulse are the only hand traps that I run. Everything came in clutch. Fua's did its thing. Ghost Spell, Impulses was MVP. These are the only hand traps that I run in this deck. So, as far as me. Extra deck. We'll start off with the links. Starting off with 2 Gilgamesh and 1 Sky Ragnarok. This sets the scales and you take 1,000. So that would actually trigger Orthros because it requires you to special summon itself if you've taken effect damage this turn. So you special it. Sky Zeus is the new extra deck monster. This bypasses Nib and shuts off any monster effects in your opponent's hand that would activate in hand by banishing a DD Dark Contract. This will also allow you to pop a card to get an additional Pendulum Summon. Keep in mind, Impulse cannot work on this card because it's giving you the ability to have another Pendulum Summon, whereas from Special Summoning. So just keep that in mind. Xyz, 1 Wave King Caesar to either just to overlay into Machinex. This also searches a Dark Contract. Solomon adds any DD card, and you can banish it to give your opponent piercing damage. Marksman King Tell, not once per turn Foolish. Wave High King Caesar, of course, is your Omni Negate. And 2 Machinex for the having the ability to suck up if your opponent activates a monster effect. It doesn't negate it, but it just takes it. Fusions, 1 Genghis and 1 High King Genghis. This is your spell and trap negation. I usually try to make this first to go into Caesar. Your synchros is 1 First King Clovis. This is also one of the new ones in the deck. This allows you to special summon a DD monster from banished and from grave. Depends on if you control a dark contract. If you don't control a dark contract, you target 1 and banish. If you do, you can special 1 engrave. And also if you banish this, this allows you to have your opponent burn if the monster that you target this effect with to burn there for the original attack. So if I do this with the new fusion monster that I'll discuss and I equip it to this, not only am I going to attack you and I destroy the monster, you will also take damage equal to its original attack, which kind of OTKs a little bit faster. And 1 Siegfried for spell and trap negation, and 1 Doom Bright Armageddon. Only reason why is because I run the new monster, which allows you to bring out the Super Doom King Bright Armageddon. This is one of your boss monsters. Contact Fuse by banishing materials from field and from grave, listed below. This is a Dark Ruler for your face-up monsters your opponent controls, and this can attack all monsters at once. If it's destroyed, it goes to the Pendulum Zone, and you can pop Dark Contracts and special that many Doom monsters from your extra deck and from your main deck, which is absolutely insane. I can summon this. I can actually summon out Lady because it is a Doom card, so I can summon out both. So a side deck is a little iffy. I do regret siding in one of the ones because it didn't really work as well, but everything else came up. We'll start off with 3 Droll and 2 Nib, 2 Lancia, 1 Harpies, 1 Lightning Storm, triple Droplet, triple Dark Ruler.
Why Droplet and Dark Ruler?
Dark Ruler
Together.
takes care of like decks like Yummy because of their book effects. If they book you, it's like I don't know what to do. This kind of saves me for a turn, and if I make Crisis, I can still kind of do damage because I'm burning you still, but I'm still destroying the monster, but I can still burn you. But this is just for Yummy or just for any annoying board. I've only had to use this twice today against against the DDD player, against Crystron K9. Didn't really help as much, but Lancia's for Crystron for Malice. Malice is still a deck. It's still around. You never know. Nibs and Drolls is situational. Depends on the matchup. So.
Do you ever had a situation where you would have used a card like DD Crows or Bystials or those type of other cards in the side?
I thought about DD Crows, especially like for example, Yummy. Bell can only do so much, but DD Crow's not once per turn. You just banish their monsters or their key pieces that they need back, which helps. I thought about it. I thought about actually taking out DD droplets for Crows, or doing this as another form of like going second card, like D barrier or like D barrier or just something like evenly match, whatever. But I do. DD Crows did come up sometimes. I just wish I didn't really play Droplet, but it's still a good card, but it's just not for the deck. So, but yeah, that is DDDs. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, leave a comment down below, like, subscribe. I will try to make more in the future, but until then,